So before we continue, I want to tell you that on the exam, actually, you have to install two virtual machines. You could do that in the cloud, if you like, of your choice, Amazon Web Services, Azure, whatever, or Google Cloud Platform, and install Ansible on one of the controllers, and after that, orchestrate another one, provisioning another one. So let's see what we have to do. Here, what I have as a virtualization, they say it's a bare metal virtualization, is Hyper-V. Actually, I think my Hyper-V is running, so here we go. Okay, guys, so just to explain, my tutorials are not tutorials per se. They're mostly stories which I tell. So I'm telling tales. So if you're looking for very short tutorials, go somewhere else. So that's it. Now I have to create virtual machines first on Hyper-V. First thing to do actually is create a virtual switch. I have one virtual switch here, and I'm tempted to use this virtual switch, which is external virtual switch, which means that I will connect to this network. I don't know the IP addresses, I don't know anything, but I'm ready to take this challenge, and with the help with the audience, actually, we'll build that. So I'm gonna use this Stoyan virtual switch. Look, it's external network. Of course, I can create, if I go here, new virtual network switch, I can create internal virtual switch. It's self-explanatory, creates a virtual switch that binds to the physical network adapter so that virtual machines can access physical network. This is what I'm gonna use. Creates a virtual switch that can be used only by the virtual machines that run on this physical computer in private, which creates a virtual switch that can be used only by the virtual machine. Okay, so I have one which is called Stoyan virtual switch and another one, my switch. I will stick with this one and connect my virtual machines to this virtual switch. The second thing we have to do actually is now create a virtual machine. In order to create a virtual machine, we have to have the image. And as far as I remember, somewhere in my disk D, I have already the images for Ubuntu 18.04, which is maybe the last version. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see that. Now, Ubuntu, yeah, I have Ubuntu long-term support, which is very good. Here we go, 1.9 gigabytes. So this is what I'm gonna use now. So it says this wizard helps you to create a virtual mode, blah, 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 blah. We know what that is. So what I'm gonna do is I just will copy this name. So the virtual machines, when we create the virtual machines, we have to follow this convention. For the names, you either put the operating system or the purpose of the virtual machine. For example, you can call your virtual machine Ubuntu 18, as I'm gonna do right now, or mention as well the reason why you're creating the virtual machine. I'm gonna call this Ansible controller. But I want to keep this both information here. This wizard helps you click finish to create blah blah. At any given moment I can click finish, which I don't know, I don't want. Actually, now the name of the virtual machine is gonna be Ansible controller 1, because I'm pretty sure I have already one controller, so that's why I'm gonna call this controller 1 just for any case. Store the virtual machine in different location. It's going to be stored in C program, Microsoft Windows Hyper-V. I'm going to do that in different folder. I'm going to do this in drive D, and at the same time we are going to follow here the load of the machine. This is disk C, disk D. Okay, so I'm going to install my virtual machine on disk D because they're my projects. Even though on disk C I have NVMe, NVMe, as we call it here in Bulgaria, is very quick, but by purpose I'm going to use this one, Hyper-V. I have a folder which is called Hyper-V, so I'm going to select this folder. So this virtual machine is going to be created there, at least the files, the disks will be created there. Specified generation, I'm going to use the old generation because I'm from the old generation. I'm not going to use UEFI BIOS, so that's why I'm going to use this one with the normal BIOS. Assign memory. Now, 1 gigabyte of RAM, For Ubuntu, which I'm installing right now, this is Ubuntu desktop, by the way, they recommend 4 gigabytes of RAM or 2 for virtual machine. I'm going to leave it 1 or 24 just for now. And after that, I'm gonna take the challenge actually and disable the graphical user interface after the machine is running, and I'll leave it like that. Why I'm doing this? Just for as a gymnastic, that's it. Just to see how I can avoid and boot instead of graphical user interface as a text only. Okay, so configuration, this is the connection. I'm gonna connect it to Stoyan virtual switch. Probably we will be able to hack the servers here, and maybe if they have SSH. No, I'm kidding. Probably we won't be able to do that, but orchestrate these servers here in the university. I'm very curious to do that, by the way. So connection, connect virtual hard drive, Ubuntu, blah 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 blah, Ansible controller, virtual hard drive. Create a virtual hard disk. Use the option to create it dynamically, blah 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 blah. Ubuntu controller. Okay, I agree, but I'm gonna give this hard disk not more than 16 gigabytes of RAM, because I don't want to give this virtual machine that much RAM. And in any case, not more than, I guess, 4 or 5 gigabytes will be used for the installation anyway. So let's go further. Install the operating system from where? Install it from not sent OS. Let's go to Ubuntu. Let's go to Ubuntu. And as I said on the example, you have to do the same thing. I want you guys to install 2 virtual machines, install one of the Ansible, and after that be puppeteer for the node. Okay, so next. This is the summary. I guess we are doing okay now, and I will say finish. If it takes too long, actually, we will make a break. Probably I will pause the recording, but there is no other way, actually. We have to be a little bit patient. So finish. And I'm going to change right now on Hyper-V some settings because I noticed something. Okay, so I have somewhere here the Ubuntu Ansible controller. Here we go. This is our new machine. And as you can see here, I have the settings. I'll click on the settings, and now the checkpoints. Those are the snapshots which I believe actually are done by Hyper-V, and it takes a huge amount of space on my hard drive, so I'm not going to do this. And also this is specific for Hyper-V, and I'm going to go to memory as well, and this is 1 terabyte maximum RAM. I'll say 124, because my machine here, which I'm using, is only with 8 gigs of RAM, which is not that much. You can see this 7.9 gigs. So in order to run 2 virtual machines in parallel, actually, I have to cheat a little bit. And on top of that, if I have Chrome running, which takes a lot of space memory-wise, actually, I won't be able to run in parallel 2 machines. Okay, I'm going to say apply. Okay, and now connect to this virtual machine and start the Ubuntu installation. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Right now, the load of the machine is not that much. Let me take a look. I'm curious to see something here. Curious to see how much space do I have here. So I have 620 gigabytes of this hard drive, and we'll see how much is going to be taken when I install the machine. So, okay, let's start it and see what happens now. And what I want to notice here, pay attention on the I/O operations. Actually, the virtualization, the bottleneck in the virtualization is the memory, the RAM, as you can see here. But I noticed that the biggest bottleneck actually is the I/O, communication with the hard drive. Look at now. So hopefully that works. No, I don't need that. So we'll see how much time it takes. As I said, if it takes too much time, we'll make a break probably and come back later. Okay, so error. Hopefully this is gonna be okay. All this thing is gonna be okay. So we'll see. Let me check if I'm recording. Yeah, 9 minutes is not that bad. They say that, at least, they say that the tutorial shouldn't be longer than 5 minutes. I don't know, but 5 minutes probably is for idiots or 6 years old. 15 to 30 minutes is something which I can stay with. More and I get bored. Okay, anyway, so let's see now. Oh, that's installed. Okay. Okay, try Ubuntu. No, I want to install Ubuntu. I'm gonna install Ubuntu in English. Strangely, actually, let me check this right now. Install Ubuntu. Hopefully, I will be able to click the buttons and see them. Install Ubuntu, and let's see what happens now with our hard drive D. Probably. No, I said Ubuntu. The bad thing is that maybe there are buttons which I don't see, and I have to change the resolution. I said install Ubuntu, install Ubuntu many times. As far as I see, release notes, and I don't see anything else here. So install Ubuntu should be okay. Let's wait a little bit and see what happens. Maybe we're install Ubuntu. Now it's a little bit darker. So finally, probably has been installed, has been loaded. Because right now it's reading from hard disk D the image, and at the same time should write to hard disk D. So install Ubuntu. What's going on here? Nothing. Actually, nothing is going on. Install Ubuntu. I'm gonna change the resolution at the end of the day, so to see if that makes a difference. Install Ubuntu. Yeah, let me try with tab buttons, something. Tab, enter, install Ubuntu. This time I have been successful. Maybe there is a problem with the mouse, who knows. This time I just hit enter. Now it goes. Okay, if the mouse doesn't work, I will use tabs. Anyway, English, I will say that English is English, okay? The mouse doesn't work for some reason, so let's see if I can use the tab button. Back, continue. So, without the mouse is gonna be a little bit more difficult, but not such a big hassle, so we should be able to install it. Normal installation, minimal installation, web browser, and back utilities. I would say minimum installation. My mouse is not working. It happens sometimes. Now, let me try it this way. Minimal installation. I don't want normal installation. Download updates while installing Ubuntu. Install third-party software. I don't want third-party software. And continue. I repeat again, you should be doing this on the exam as well. For 2 hours, you should be able to install 2 virtual machines, install Ansible on one of them, prepared another node, so it's not going to be such a big deal. Erase disk and install Ubuntu, of course. I agree with that. Encrypt the new logical volume manager. I don't want logical volume manager. You probably know what that is. You can add more disks at will. There is only one partition, but the price you pay is that if one of the disks dies, you die. Your entire system is dead. So they call this suicide. Right, suicide, right? Okay, install. That's boring, but maybe it's gonna help somebody. Who knows? We'll see. Okay, erase disk and install Ubuntu. Now let's take a look. The lot. No, still not doing anything. Erase disk, install. Install now. And the mouse is not working, that's obvious. Who knows? If I stop recording, yeah, that's for sure, but if not, no. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so my colleague says that probably the mouse will be fine in 5 minutes. Maybe, thank you. We'll see. Now, right now, should be installing something. At least erase this. This will delete all your programs, documents, blah, 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 blah. Of course, this is what I want. Actually, show me the progress bar or something. Show me some kind of a progress. Nothing's going on. Actually, nothing get installed right now. So Ubuntu is running 1%, enough memory, enough everything. So we'll see. We'll see. I can pause the recording and resume when it starts doing something. That's it. If continue, the changes listed below will be written to the disk. Yeah, of course, I want that. Continue, enter. Thanks God, at least the keyboard is working, or at least seems to be working with a huge delay, but still is working. By the way, even on the hardware machine, without recording, without doing anything, sometimes it's slow. I don't know why, but it happens. So we'll see. At least I'm thankful that I can go out from the virtual machine and do something. Still is not writing anything. Memory, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Go back, continue. I hit already continue. I don't want to hit it many times. So in the buffer will be enter, enter, enter. And when it asks me something the next time, I'll have troubles. Yeah, my mouse inside of the virtual machine definitely is not working, because look, when I go out from the virtual machine, it works, but inside of the virtual machine I cannot move the mouse. Still is not doing anything, is not installing anything. Sorry about that. Okay, what I can do actually is I can pause recording and resume when it starts doing something. I'm afraid that I'm gonna lose this, but